It began with a single notification. Just one soft chime from her phone, the kind of sound most people hear dozens of times a day without a second thought. But for Lena Waters, that one sound changed everything. It wasn't just a message or a like, it was the beginning of something much larger, something that would lift her out of obscurity and throw her into a digital storm she could never have imagined. One video, one hashtag, hashtag invisible no more. And just like that, she was everywhere. Lena Waters lived in a small flat in Manchester, England. She was 21, a thoughtful and introverted sociology student who spent more time observing people than being noticed by them. Her friends often described her as quiet but deep. She wasn't the kind of girl who turned heads when she walked into a room. If anything, she blended in. The sort of person you might see on the bus every day, but never really see. She had always felt invisible in a world where visibility seemed to be the new currency. Everywhere she looked, on the streets, online, in her classes, people were competing to be seen, to be heard, to be liked. Fame wasn't something distant anymore. It was algorithmic, automated, accessible, but also cruelly selective. One evening, during a heated university debate, the topic was, does social media liberate us or enslave us? Lena listened quietly at first, taking notes as the discussion grew louder, almost combative. One student argued that platforms like TikTok and Instagram gave ordinary people a voice. Another shot back, saying those voices were only amplified if they fit a certain mold: attractive, trendy, profitable. Then someone said a line that stuck with her long after the debate ended. The real influencer isn't a person, it's the algorithm. It decides who gets to exist and who doesn't. That thought wouldn't leave her. That night, back in her tiny room, Lena sat by the window watching the Manchester rain streak down the glass. The city lights reflected in each droplet like 1,000 tiny screens. She felt the same question echoing in her head. Was she invisible because she had nothing to say, or because the algorithm decided she wasn't worth showing? On a sudden impulse, she picked up her phone, set it on the windowsill, and hit record. There were no filters, no edits, no background music, just her face, her voice, and one simple question. If we all keep shouting just to be seen, who's left to listen? She posted it with the hashtag invisible no more, not expecting much. For the first few hours, nothing happened. A few views, one like, silence. Then, sometime after midnight, her phone buzzed again, a comment from a stranger. "You said what I've been feeling for years." By morning, the video had been shared thousands of times. By evening, millions. Within days, Lena's name was everywhere, on news blogs, podcasts, and trending pages. Interviews, invitations, brand deals. Suddenly, the girl no one noticed had become the face of something bigger, a voice for the unseen. But fame is a strange creature. At first, it feels like sunlight, warm, golden, intoxicating. Then slowly, it begins to burn. As her following grew, Lena noticed a shift. Her audience wasn't talking about her ideas anymore. They were talking about her hair, her clothes, her accent. They weren't listening to what she said. They were consuming who she was. Every time she posted, she felt pressure to please the algorithm, to stay relevant, stay trending, stay visible. The same system that had lifted her up now demanded her constant attention, her constant sacrifice. She experimented with new content, fashion, humor, activism. But soon, the numbers started slipping. Views dropped, comments slowed. The silence she once escaped began to return, this time louder than ever. One evening, she sat with her friend Maya at a cafe.
Her eyes were tired from staring at analytics all day. "I think the algorithm's forgotten me," Lena muttered. Maya smiled sadly. "It never forgets, Lena. It just moves on. You were a moment, now it's chasing the next one." That hit her hard. For the first time, she realized she wasn't fighting for attention anymore. She was fighting a machine. That night, she opened her app again, scrolling through a sea of influencers, all performing the same dances, selling the same dreams. And she thought, maybe the real invisibility isn't being unseen, maybe it's being seen for the wrong reasons.
So she made one final video. No sponsors, no filters, no agenda. Looking straight into the camera, she spoke softly, but every word carried weight. We think we control what we see, but the truth is, the algorithm controls us. It chooses our heroes, our villains, our stories. But maybe, just maybe, we can choose differently. Maybe we can start listening again, seeing again, feeling again. She posted it and turned off her phone. For days, she didn't check the numbers. She went for walks, read books, met friends she'd lost touch with. And when she finally logged back in, she saw something unexpected.
Her video hadn't just gone viral, it had started a movement. People were using her words, her hashtag, to talk about authenticity, burnout, digital addiction. This time, the conversation wasn't about her, it was about everyone. Lena Waters had finally done what no algorithm could predict. She became real again. She wasn't invisible anymore, not because of views or followers, but because she finally saw herself. Sometimes, the greatest rebellion isn't being seen by everyone. It's daring to see the world and yourself without the algorithm's permission.